Don't make us live. Folks, why did you do that?
What?
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, I thought you were...
Who said I was ready?
Oh, I don't know. I just assumed I had control. I had control.
Fair enough.
You're ready when I say you're
Folks,
ready.
this
is extremely distracting.
That's why I told you.
It's extremely distracting.
We're two best worst buds. We're a comedy duo. We're trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world. This is the That's Not Funny comedy podcast. This is Tyler.
This is Jeff.
And we're not trying to be funny. Some comedy may occur. That's up to you, the good folks at home. That's the role that you play here in this production. But we're excited to bring a little something to you. Bring a little juice.
I didn't get my... It's my turn now.
You didn't take any.
Isn't that nice? Isn't it good?
Isn't it good to be back together again?
Back together again. I think it is.
Yeah. You have such a serial killer glow.
That's not the glow I'm looking for, but I'll take any glow.
It's what you got,
give me
though.
any glow
really
and I will take it. A glow
Okay.
is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
You guys, can you...
What are you doing?
Are any of you guys looking for a sexual partner that
I can't with you.
that wants... Does
the
this feel
lights
better?
were fine. The lights, quit toiling with the lights. They were perfectly good.
Okay.
What we need to do is bring me over a little bit.
We need to bring you... Oh, wow. Actually,
Yeah,
we do.
Exactly.
Folks, we do. The camera,
Yeah.
somebody...
And I don't know what...
pro.
That's where we need to
Oh, a crow
Yeah.
must have flown through the cuckoo's nest and whapped this
be.
camera.
Yeah. Camera got straight mad murked.
Camera got straight whapped. I have watched in the last 3 months, and folks, I need you to know that I have been doing my due diligence, okay,
Yes,
as
sir,
a
yes,
cat
sir,
owner.
yes, sir.
I have watched...
This is what's not funny for you this week?
This is what's not funny
Okay,
for
go
me
ahead.
this summer.
Okay,
This
go
is
ahead.
what's not funny for me as a cat owner. And then I've got some more not funny things probably to address. But
Yeah.
I have watched so many beautiful, beautiful birds get torn apart. Get F-dogging torn
Yep.
apart in front of my eyes. And
I've got something for you right after this.
I have
really
saved, I think, 3 this summer, and I have put so many breakaway collars on my cats with multiple.
What's a breakaway collar?
It's a collar that won't strangle your cat. And if I really wanted to save birds, I just wouldn't make it a breakaway.
Yeah.
I would just
You
noose
just
them
strangle
up.
your
I
own
just
cat.
strangle my own
Yeah.
cat to death.
In the name of birds.
In the name of birds.
Whose
In the
side-
name of bad.
Whose side are you on, though?
I mean,
Some random frickin' bird?
That's
We're
the-
trying not to say F's. We're trying to... I wouldn't say frickin' normally, but... Yeah, you're close.
I
You're
am,
close,
I am,
big
but
dog.
I want to be.
You wanna
There
be
we go.
Intimate. You want to
There
be
we
intimate.
go. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I have watched my cats kill at least 30 birds.
Yeah.
And
God, really? Those are numbers.
it's
Is there one that's better than the other?
numbers. Oh, it's cat all day.
Yeah. That's your cat, by the way.
Our male it got quiet again. Didn't
Well, you were... I think maybe you were...
it? Too close.
I don't know.
Too close.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
We're
Come on
building
back
the
to
plane
me.
as we land here,
Coming
folks.
back to me. We're not. The thing is, we've done this like 1,000 times.
Well...
Somehow shit just
Yeah,
gets whacked.
I don't know.
We can still say shit for the
Yeah.
next
You
6
can't say
months. We
whack,
can still
though.
say shit. Whack is pretty on the
Okay,
line.
so cats...
Murdered 30 birds. I saved a pileated woodpecker. My cat
Okay.
caught a F-dog and pileated woodpecker.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's a big bird.
Yeah.
It's like this tall.
Whoa,
it's like
really?
it's like
Actually?
a hefty bird.
Is that a fisherman's measurement, or is that real?
I mean,
Pileated woodpecker?
tail to top is
Tail
probably
to beak?
longer. Tail to feet to beak,
Yeah?
feet to top of the head is probably about this.
Dang.
It's a giant bird.
That's remarkable.
And I mean, it's a good thing he's big. He was flapping around. I heard some flapping, and I
Yeah?
thought, what the hell?
You were like,
and I went
I'm
out there,
concerned.
and I always try not to be too vicious with my cat, but it's like you gotta get him. You gotta get the cat.
Well, you
So
don't
kinda
necessarily... I
have
mean,
to-
they're just doing what they got to do.
Well, I mean, I know, but I'm not gonna just watch my cat decapitate a F-dog and
It's
pileated
kind of like,
woodpecker.
why, though?
Why am I not gonna?
Yeah.
Because they're
Don't-
decimating. They're decimating. They're decimating wild birds.
Is that right?
They're extincting wild birds.
Oh, wait. No, that's true. You just make your... Don't let your cat go outside a bunch. That's actually the problem.
That
Yeah.
is, but what I need to do is just start hunting cats. I need to keep my cat and let him be and just hunt as many other cats as I can. So I get my cat, but I kill as many cats as possible.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
So if there's a dearth of
that's
cats
where the
in your
serial
neighborhood,
killer you've already been doing that.
I've been doing it, guys.
Okay.
I haven't been f-dogging around and finding out. I've just been killing as many cats as possible on the weekends.
Okay.
And it makes me feel strong. It makes me feel wise. It makes me feel like I'm environmentally aware.
I'm just watching your mic slowly sink down. It's literally.
I keep
both of ours.
it up.
We both have.
We upgraded. We spent $500 each on the slow drop.
Yeah, money. It's literally millimeters of hydraulic. Hydraulic fluid is being funneled out, and that's
like my bucket van. My bucket van. It works like a charm. Don't ever set it on a ledge though, because it does slowly leak hydraulic fluid. I've done this once before. When you're in the air, you're like, oh, I'm going down an inch a minute, not a big deal. But when you accidentally lower down onto somebody's windowsill and then tear it the fuck off.
Oh, that's one.
I don't care. I was gonna accidentally say it, and then I went, I'm gonna say it this time.
Okay.
Because I believe.
Right.
Can you do this if you're white? Does this feel wrong?
You can, but you're supposed to not address it. It's like if you it's when you mince your words and then you don't address it, you just move on. It's kind of like one of those.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Is that like the symbol of white power, like a fist in the air? Is that kind of like a?
I was thinking you were appropriating black culture.
I guess it's really just any fist, just the color of the fist
fists.
kind of dictates.
Yeah, no fists at all.
No fists.
Yeah, that's kind of what we advise here.
You know, this week's actually been okay. I quit taking Wellbutrin, and I am feeling pretty not having a panic attack all the time.
Yeah, you were a mess on the Wellbutrin.
I was kind of a mess.
You were a little bit of a mess.
I was a mess.
I get it. I was just on the guanfacine, and I literally was.
You just
having them thoughts.
You wanted to do the magic.
Yeah, you're
so
like,
try.
Hey, pills. You know, a lot of people make a lot of money off of trying to be in labs perfecting them, and maybe they can help perfect me.
Absolutely. But we all had Adderall, and that is that is a pill. That it did, but
okay.
But
so
would I trade it for anything? What wasn't happy for you this week?
So
what wasn't funny for you this week?
Well, actually, regarding birds as well. So at my place of employment, somebody let me know. They said, "Hey, this is kind of like a weird thing, but outside there's a dead bird, and I think maybe it just died because it's like, I don't know. It just is like laying there, but it's definitely dead." I was like, okay.
So do you call in maintenance for that, or do you just go?
Well, maintenance was not there, so I was maintenance unless I wanted. This becomes
your job.
I don't know why, because I just for some reason I got like a wild hair, and I was like, was it you? Did you kill that bird?
Wait, that's so funny.
I don't know why.
Did they think it was funny?
She kind of did, but she also was kind of caught off guard, which I think makes sense.
I think that's the funniest thing.
I'm trying to find the bird.
That makes me really happy that you did.
Because it was still morning time for me. It was like, was that you?
Yeah, you were really feeling good. Don't you just wish you could go to sleep at 11 a.m.?
Oh God, absolutely.
That sounds. Even 1 p.m. would work.
Okay, so this is the bird.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
I know. Folks,
I feel like it wasn't actually dead.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. That's the thing. Like, it had just died, probably 4 minutes before I took this photo or something.
You eat it?
Oh, I mean, I thought about it. No, but
that's a pretty enough bird. I'm like, that should be eaten.
So
that should not be thrown away.
It was a horrific
tragedy.
It was a horrific. I definitely felt a lot of feelings with this bird, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't really know how to dispose of it, so there's a trail right here. I'm just gonna put it in the trail to be, eaten by scavengers, because such is life.
Way of the road.
So then I'm like, okay, well, how am I gonna get this bird? Because I don't want to put a glove on and pick it up. That just feels like something I don't want to experience. So I get a dustpan and a broom, and I'm trying to But
you're trying to be kind of noble about. You're trying to respect it while you.
Literally, I was thinking I'm kind of doing a noble thing because I'm putting it in the dustpan. It's like a handled dustpan,
You're giving it a service almost.
Well, I was literally thinking I'm kind of giving it its last flight here. This is kind of a beautiful moment. And I go to take the bird and I go to throw it into the woods, but I just do not get the right angle, and it just it just barely comes out of the dustpan, just down this little hill.
Shit.
And so then I have to climb down this little hill and try to, once again, now in like a pile of huge weeds, I have to like
try and scoop
it up, and I'm really desecrating it at this point.
Yeah.
Because I'm just really trying to get it in, and it's just not, I'm not having a good time. And so then I was like, okay, well, this is my second chance here. I'm going to really need to yeet this thing into the woods. And so I thought maybe I'd like have like a nice arch, but I just like missiled it like directly. Like I feel like I heard more of its bones break as it hit the blackberry bushes.
Oh, see, these are the. I hope God is real so that I can watch all this.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that'd be
God
wonderful.
So I
wish we had
so
cameras.
You made
exterior.
it in the bushes. I mean, yeah. That's,
Yeah.
I'm just imagining there's a resident.
Yeah.
Watching.
Yeah. Well, let's not get too specific.
You
here.
know.
Yeah.
Or a homeless person.
Yeah. Exactly.
I didn't get specific.
Well, let's not get too specific.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, that is a pretty global term.
Yeah.
It's
a resident. I mean, I do work at a hospital, so it's true.
There we
That's
go,
true,
folks.
But yeah, you know,
Doxing himself.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? The bird was just trying to get help.
I think you said the bird was just trying to get head.
The bird was. I mean, here's the thing. At any point,
we've all been there.
At any point in anyone's day, all they're just trying to do. That's like just saying, like all they're trying to do is breathe. You know, like
man, woman, and in between, wherever you fit. Is we not just trying to get a little head?
Ne'er a bad thing.
Come on.
You know, I've never
treat yourself.
I've
to
never
something
heard.
Nice.
You always hear ne'er like.
I've never heard ne'er other than hair product stuff.
Oh, it's like what do you call it when you shorten a word?
Contraction.
It's a contraction of never.
Whoa, really?
Ne'er a moment. Ne'er a moment I have spent.
Yeah.
Less forlorn.
That's something that either somebody says in like the medieval times, or like a neckbeard says in like a love letter that he leaves in your locker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no,
like,
that shit doesn't happen.
With the chocolate
but do you not use that
it.
occasionally?
I've never used Nair.
You've never used Nair? Have you ever used Nair?
No, I've never used Nair, and I never will.
You've never used Nair, and you've never used Nair.
I've never used Nair.
Oh!
Come on. Folks, we're not a news show, but here's some things you should know.
Okay, so like...
I don't...
Yeah. It's really interesting.
I don't know what to do about that. Folks, we got some stuff here. Disney argues wrongful death suit should be tossed because plaintiff signed up for a Disney Plus trial. Disney is asking a Florida court to dismiss a lawsuit brought by the family of a 42-year-old New York doctor who they claim had a fatal allergic reaction.
That's the timer.
Oh, that's the timer. Okay.
That's the timer.
Yeah, well, what are we going to do? Disney is asking a Florida court no, not quite.
No.
Dismiss a lawsuit brought by the family of the 42-year-old New York doctor who they claim had a fatal allergic reaction after eating at an Irish pub in Disney Springs in October. Where's Disney Springs?
So I feel like it's in Florida.
Okay.
Is it in Florida?
Probably.
Yep. Disney's asking a Florida court. Florida court.
Gosh dang.
Disney Springs. It just feels too.
Did you have something before I dive in here?
How? I
feel like you didn't have anything.
No, I did, but then I lost it, but now I have it.
Okay.
Just how can I don't feel like you can successfully sue someone for dying from an allergic reaction.
Well, I mean, let's get into it. Does signing up for Disney's popular streaming service mean you have agreed to never sue the entertainment giant over anything forever? Question mark? It's a loaded question.
Seems like a golden bullet for Disney. Like if they can pull that off.
Yeah, that is
it's
what
one of those ones that you think like when you're signing one, you're like they're gonna do some weird shit like this. And this like if they pull it off, like bravo.
This is literally it.
Bravo.
That's what Disney argues in a wrongful death lawsuit involving a 42-year-old New York doctor whose family claims that he had a fatal allergic reaction after eating at an Irish pub in Disney Springs in October. Disney is asking a Florida court to dismiss the lawsuit brought against it by Jeffrey Piccolo. That's funny.
Yeah.
The husband of Kankakaporn, Tungson, a family medicine specialist with NYU's Langone's office in Carl Place.
I mean,
on
that
Long
really,
Island.
literally, you could pronounce her name Canuck Porn.
You sure could. The company argues Piccolo had agreed to settle any lawsuits against Disney out of the court through the arbitration process when he signed up for a 1-month trial of Disney Plus in 2019. Welcome to the dystopian future, folks.
Oh my God, it's literally happening right now. You guys
and
were so
acknowledged
lucky
that he had
to be
reviewed
alive.
the fine print. Quote, the terms of use which were provided with the subscriber agreement include a binding arbitration clause, the company wrote in its motion. The first page of the subscriber agreement states in all capital letters that, quote, any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration.
Right to sue, right
Wow.
to sue, Baby Yoda, right to sue.
I love
right
that
to
it just
sue,
says you
Baby
and
Yoda.
us. Like, there should be some more legal speak. You and us? Like, this is, okay, this is a blood oath?
So that's genius. I love it.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is I freaking love it.
Disney also notes in its response that Piccolo agreed to a similar arbitration provision when he created an account on Disney's website and app ahead of the ill-fated theme park visit. But Piccolo's lawyer, in a response filed earlier this month, argued that it was, quote, absurd to believe that the more than 150 million subscribers to Disney Plus have waived all rights to sue the company and its affiliates in perpetuity, even if their case has nothing to do with the popular streaming service.
What do you think?
Quote, the notion that terms agreed to by a consumer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliate or subsidiary is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair, as Piccolo's attorney wrote in the August 2nd filing. I love that defense where he's like, yeah, I mean, even though it's like stated here, it's fucked up, right? Oh, and I got one.
You got one?
Yeah. Arbitration allows people to settle disputes without going to court and generally involves a neutral arbitrator who reviews documents and evidence before making a binding decision or award. Disney said late Wednesday that it's, quote, deeply saddened by the family's loss, but stressed that the Irish pub is neither owned nor operated by the company.
They're covering their bases on every
well, then the
single
Irish
front.
pub should be able to get sued then, right?
Yeah.
The company's stance in litigation doesn't affect the plaintiff's claims against the eatery, it added. We are merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney attempting to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant, the company wrote in an email. So I'm Mexican. Am I allowed to say spick?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think absolutely not.
No. Well, what if I'm talking about spick and span the cleaner?
I think you can
Okay.
say it then,
Okay.
but I think pretty much absolutely not.
I was going to call Irish people potato spicks, but that's... You can't just...
Okay. Here
Sorry.
we are.
Hey, Raglan Road, the Irish pub.
we
This
are.
is not me. Disney said this. They said they're mincing words here.
They did.
Like the Irish minced potatoes. Raglan Road, the Irish pub in Disney Springs where Tungusen died, didn't respond to an email seeking comment Wednesday. Disney Springs is owned by Disney, which leases some of the spaces in the outdoor dining, shopping, and entertainment complex to other companies. Piccolo's lawsuit, which was filed in February, claims that he, his wife, and his mother decided to eat at Raglan Road on October 5th, 2023, because it was billed on Disney's website as, quote, having allergen-free food. I mean, how... You shouldn't put that on a website. You don't know anybody has an allergy to anything.
Literally no one should ever put that.
Is it like
anywhere.
we don't have cat piss in our food and that's a guarantee? That's the Disney promise?
It's like when you buy napkins and they're like fat-free. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
We've got fat-free napkins.
After informing their server numerous times that she had a severe allergy to nuts and dairy products, Tungusen ordered the vegan fritter.
Sounds good.
Scallops.
My favorite.
Wait, scallops? Oh, okay, I see.
He had a nut allergy.
I see. Onion rings and a vegan shepherd's pie.
I like this guy's taste. I actually think he
Yeah,
should
you like
get to
that?
sue. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he should get to sue.
It's
A
like-
fritter, scallops, onion rings, and a shepherd's pie.
That's like saying like I'm rich now, but I came from something. I came from not, the onion rings are the telltale sign there.
Yeah, they are. The destitution lives within him. You can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the boy.
Exactly right.
It's like
The waiter then, quote, guaranteed that the food was allergen-free, though some of the items were not served with allergen-free flags, the lawsuit states.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got to have those allergen. We all know that.
Yeah,
obviously.
if you don't have the allergen-free flags, then you'll die. Then you'll get sick and you'll die.
About
Is that what
45
happened
minutes
here?
after finishing their dinner, Tungusen had difficulty breathing while out shopping. Well, that's not what Disney wants. They want you to. I mean, this man literally shopped till he dropped.
Till he dropped.
Collapsed and eventually died at the hospital despite self-administering an EpiPen during the allergic reaction.
Why aren't we looking at EpiPen here?
That's a great point.
Why aren't we looking at EpiPen?
That's a wonderful
point.
point.
Because he
Thank you for bringing that to light.
EpiPen.
Okay,
I'm surprised.
Leave me hanging here. Oh, come on. They can't see what we're doing. We're doing bad stuff.
Okay, wait. Let's do it up here.
A medical examiner's investigation determined later that she died as a result of anaphylaxis due to elevated. I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, this
I
was.
Didn't put that together.
Wait, this was
a gal. Yeah.
This was the.
I don't know these names. You know, due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. What up? And
elevated levels of nut in her system.
Oh, god damn.
So you could die from worse things.
An October 2nd hearing has been scheduled on Disney's motion in county court in Orlando. Piccolo seeks more than $50,000 in his lawsuit. That's very fair.
I mean, another
$50K, pay them.
Another way to look at this is that she died from an overdose of milk and nuts.
Milk and nuts, absolutely.
Yeah.
So my lovely girlfriend Roxana was at the emergency facilities a few months ago, and it was just really funny because she had to actually have emergency surgery. Not a very good time. For her, it was a great time for me.
Not what you want. Yeah, he got hospital foods.
Hospital food, yeah, no, it's great. It's great. We got to watch, TV. I got the hotel experience without having to spend the money on a hotel. You know, she just had to spend $1,000 on the emergency surgery.
Absolutely.
No, but I can't remember the exact thing, but we had this nurse who basically probably like 21 or something like that, and she was talking.
Hard to trust.
She was talking to Roxanne, and she was like, "Yeah, pretty much like your liver's just like freaking out. So like we're giving it this medicine to kind of like hope it like chills out."
Wait.
Actually,
no.
She literally said, "We're hoping your liver chills out." And this was somebody in scrubs. So this is, folks, it's only going to get worse and worse as iPad children start entering the workforce. Like, you're going to be lucky to have eye contact. That's going to be a premium feature that you're going to have to pay extra for, eye contact. So get ready for that. Brother Wife warned you first.
This is not good, folks. Speaking of EpiPens, I actually, I don't know if I've dove into this before, but I have a lovely brother. He's a lovely lad.
Gentleman.
He's a kind and caring individual, but you slip a couple beers into him and he becomes a
chaos machine.
A chaos machine. And one day we were hanging out. It was just a nice evening with the family.
Mm-hmm.
We all had a couple beers together. It was it was a good time playing some board games. And he decided, it'd be fun to mess around with his EpiPen.
Yeah.
And kind of wave it around. I'm going to get you with the EpiPen. I'm going to get you with the EpiPen.
He was doing the bit.
He was doing the bit. He was fully committed doing the bit. I was
fully committed,
begging him to stop because he was pretty tossed.
Right,
his salad was in the air. And then I had my hands out like this, and he just full blown stabbed the shit out of me.
For some reason I thought it was in your leg. I forgot that part of it.
Yeah,
that you were begging and pleading, and he just got you.
No, it was like full on.
He was like perfect, an easy target. Thank you so much.
Saving Private Ryan. And the best part is he gets me, and then he looks at me like, "Oh shit!" And I look at him like, "What just happened?" Pulls it out, and it like injects all this stuff, so it's like pressurized. When he pulls it out, a gout of blood, a stream of blood, not like dribbles down, not like comes out like this.
You had a water fountain.
Sprays out of my hand, guys.
Oh my god!
Sprays out of my hand, on the ceiling, on the table, on the walls. It was amazing.
Yeah, you were having panic attacks for like 4 hours straight. You almost went to the hospital.
And the nice thing for me is that I do like, I like drugs. I like exploring how they function. I've tried a lot of drugs that are not recreational.
Absolutely. So for you, you were like, okay, cool. Now
I could check EpiPen off the list. So that part is actually
he did
kind of
do you a service.
You did a little bit. I don't have any severe allergies. I was never going to get to try an EpiPen. And also, they cost like $500.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to be like, $500. Let's do it. You know?
No, so thank you, Matt.
I want to say thank you, Matt. I want to say thank you, Matt.
That's a good brother.
For stabbing me
a good brother.
in the F-dog in hand.
He's trying to help you explore your hobbies, your pastimes.
Absolutely.
All right, you want to take this next one here?
I do, but you know what? You know what I need?
What's that, big guy?
1 second here.
Okay.
I need my vaporizing.
Wow.
Device.
All right. Well,
I love you.
Okay. Well, no. What? Oh! Are you okay? I feel like you're actually not okay. Okay. You should give me some sort of warning that you're gonna, folks. We have a method for how Tyler. We're in a literal playpen. That's one of the things you don't realize. We're actually in a playpen, confined in 2 high stools, and he has to step on my thighs to get in and out. But I was literally crisscross applesauce.
The thing is, watch.
And I played softball twice this week, and I've got a sore thigh. And he went AWOL into the green screen there. Are you
my
okay?
Ribs pretty hard with that. Behind there's a big.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. But I think I have a bruised rib.
Oh well, serves you right.
Serves
no, I'm sorry.
you
Hey, I'm
right.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. You know what? I'm not sorry for hurting you, but I am sorry for going and getting my vape in the middle of the broadcast.
It felt like
that. I am
not
sorry
the
for.
move. Definitely not the move. You're addicted.
I'm so.
You were gonna tell me.
Folks,
So this is. Take a little puff here. Folks, disposable vapes that you can buy in the gas station now have LED screens like a Chinese village.
Folks,
I don't understand what's happening right here.
I'm about to blow.
This is how much is this? $20?
I'm about to blow your.
Is this actually $20?
That is $20. Yeah.
How does that work? How does that work?
Here, Media Connect vape.
Media Connect vape. Okay.
Media Connect vape.
Well, see, that's what happens when you go off script.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
Media Connect.
All right.
By G Pens. How does
This is the riveting Google search material that you asked for, folks. You asked for more Google searches in the middle of the stream that's supposed to be hyper focused and timed out.
Well,
but you ask for it, we deliver it.
Listen, it's at the gas station. I assumed I would have looked it up and it would have been there. Okay, there's 2 new vapes out on the market, kids. Okay, there's 2 new vapes out on the market. There's Media Connect, and there's also, and this one really gets me going.
Media Connect is what a vape really. I'm thinking it's like literally circumnavigating your neurochemistry into like...
No. Media Connect. It has a screen on it, and it connects via Bluetooth to your phone and will show you social media. Why do you think I was looking it up? I'm not like looking up some stupid thing. That's as close as I can get. There was no C on there. There.
Okay, all right.
The Media Connect vape, Bluetooth connects to your phone and will show you your Facebook, but I can't Bluetooth media vape. Let's see if we can find it. And then additionally, does it look like
one of these?
There's a Bluetooth Rama. I mean, the weird thing is it literally is just called Media Connect. So I'm like, how is it? It's Chinese as all hell.
I see.
So it's like it just came out like 7 days ago.
There's a vape with a Bluetooth speaker. That's 2 years ago. So it makes sense that you should be able to.
So and I don't know which one is more dystopian, but there's the Media Connect vape that lets you check your Facebook on your vape, which I just what? And how much do you think it costs?
I want to say $25,
$22. It's the same exact price as this vape. Now
that's obviously to steal your Facebook information. like there's some like literal phone
How does
silo.
It make sense? It makes sense one way.
Yeah,
it makes sense one way.
If something is free, that means you're the product. Come on.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So and now they also have a vape with a Game Boy style play pad on it.
Wait,
with
really?
3 video games in the vape. So there's a video game vape and there's a Media Connect vape.
I want one that's all, because that's, it's pleasing you in these multiple dopaminergic ways. I want one that also is like one of those
pocket pussy
auto blow machines.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a vape that you can
coming.
Get a fillet vape.
It's coming, and so are you.
Vape fillet vape. Deflate.
Phil Vapio.
Phil
Vapio.
I feel like that's like a rich,
we got a follow from Mrs. Florence August. Hello, Mrs. Florence August.
That's like a rich sender.
It's good to see you. Good to see you.
We got this news story. It's hot.
We got this news story. Florida doc not wearing hearing aid. Couldn't hear colonoscopy patient screaming complaint. You gotta love it. According to the Florida Board of Medicine, Dr. Ishwari Prasad couldn't hear the patients yelling in pain because he wasn't wearing his hearing aids. He's not allowed to perform colonoscopies.
For now. Here, I'd like to imagine that he actually could. He really gets off on this shit.
That's really nice.
And then also imagine that you're the guy that's like, just gonna stick a camera up my butt. I'm not gay. And his wife's like, Howard.
Howard.
It is a medical procedure. I want to make you've been smoking for years. I want to make sure you don't have polyps.
Howie, this is important. I want you around for a long time.
I'm not letting no doctor stick no camera up in my butt.
Listen here.
I'd rather die than have that.
I understand that this is going to be difficult for you, but your health is paramount.
And then she calls the doctor. He bought it. We're in.
She's been desperately trying to get him into pegging for the last 5 years.
That's right.
She's like, go to town. I just want, by the time he's done, I want a light pegging to seem like a walk in the park.
That's right.
Just tear him up, Doc.
She's like, what would make you feel better, Howie? Come into my back room.
Sometimes,
so I can come into your back room.
Sometimes, Howie, they say that you have to go through it again. You have to reprocess.
You have to reprocess your own trauma on your own terms or my own terms.
Let's reprocess together. Florida doctors facing disciplinary action after state officials say his failure to wear hearing aids during a colonoscopy left a patient screaming in pain. According to a Florida Department of Health administrative complaint reviewed by USA Today, gastroenterologist Dr. Ishwari Prasad was placed on probation by the state boards of medicine after 2 colonoscopy procedures went wrong under his care.
2?
Okay, this is 2.
2?
At 2. At 1, I'm like...
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? We all have bad days.
Come on.
At 2, he's like, I'm turning the hearing aids off today. I didn't have my coffee.
Yeah.
They didn't have the creamer I like at the gasser.
Here we go. Cream. I'll trade the cream for a scream. According to a Florida Department of Health administrative complaint reviewed by USA Today, I already said that. In one instance at the Tampa Ambulatory Surgery Center in June 2023, Prasad improperly delegated tasks to a surgical tech. The complaint reads, the tech did not have a medical license, but was instructed by Prasad to perform at least one inappropriate task. You can't say, when you're talking about colonoscopies, you can't use inappropriate task too carefully.
Right.
You have to be really, really careful when you say, and so I have to think here that it was probably an inappropriate task.
100%.
I have to think 100%. That he put something in a butt when he shouldn't have put something in a butt.
Right.
From a list that includes scope insertion, scope manipulation, manipulating instrument over polyps or tissue, or removing polyps or tissue. While removing polyps or tissue, that seems like you really shouldn't have a
100%
tech do that. Prasad is hearing impaired and uses hearing aids in compliance with what the complaint calls the minimum prevailing professional standard of care. I like that. MPPSOC.
I don't like that. Don't use minimum when you're talking about standard of care.
That's true, but I mean, I think that
say necessary. Necessary. It's like minimum wage. Like, yeah, it's not much, but this is, we made a standard.
I mean, minimum wage definitely isn't necessary wage.
Yeah, definitely.
To allow him to hear and communicate during procedures, however, Prasad was not wearing the hearing aids for at least one, if not both, of the procedures detailed in the complaint, rendering the surgical team unable to effectively communicate with him, according to the complaint. Okay.
How deaf is this mother?
Well, and what about,
that's what I'm
about
wondering.
this?
Yeah.
What about
what
this?
About writhing
what about
in pain?
This? What about, I mean, it's not like he's operating on the guy's ass 30 feet away from him. The guy's ass is attached to his fucking body.
Is he also a magician?
Oops.
Is he a magician in his bottom half
is half? The first part of the procedure is splitting the guy in half.
Oh my gosh.
Prasad did not immediately return USA Today's request for comment on Friday.
That's a good call.
You know they love that. You know they love that when they don't respond. Actually, they probably don't. They probably wish they did. But they're like, at least we can do this.
Yeah.
At least we did. Doctor failed to hear patient screams of pain complaint. That's the same thing as the first time.
I think it's
the second colonoscopy performed under Prasad that day was this is both on the same day.
Yeah, this is the same. Yeah. Oh wow. Well,
on a patient who was not yet fully sedated, the complaint says. During the procedure, Prasad began inserting the scope prematurely, causing the patient to begin yelling.
You got to warm it up. You got to warm it up.
Prasad did not immediately stop the procedure when it became apparent the patient was not fully sedated, and he failed to realize it because he could not hear the yells. Says, okay, this is bullshit. This guy raped 2 people
with a colonoscopy wand.
With a colonoscopy
Him
machine.
And his medical assistant, who literally went to one of those 8-month medical programs and got in with this guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll sign your internship."
I think this guy did a rape. I think this guy did a double rape.
He really may have.
Because wiggle your butt? Did they not wiggle their butts?
I mean, the man was screaming. I don't think he was also moving.
Also wiggling his butt. Did they strap you? Are you strapped down? Can you not wiggle your butt?
I don't know.
I feel like that is a limitation.
Folks out there that have had a colonoscopy, are you allowed to wiggle?
Are you allowed to wiggle?
Did you wiggle? Did you not wiggle?
Can you push into it a little bit?
Did you listen to Salt and Peppers push it?
push it.
I don't
The
know.
Miami Herald reported that an emergency restriction order from September provided more details on the second procedure, saying the sedation issue originally arose due to a problem with the patient's IV line. According to the Herald, the order said that Prasad continued to insert the scope despite being told to wait and began to thrust the scope into the patient's rectum while the patient shouted in pain. I mean, that is what it is.
This guy beat him in poker last week.
The patient began to yell and shouted that he was in pain and could still feel everything, the order said. According to the Herald, Dr. Prasad continued to move the scope while the patient continued to scream. The outlet also reported that the hospital administrator had been present in the room and told Prasad he needed to wait, to which the gastroenterologist leaned over and shouted, "I know," to the administrator, yet continued to manipulate the scope.
Oh my! This is not a hearing aids issue.
Yeah,
this is not a hearing aids issue.
Can you say the C word?
This is a power trip issue. What?
Cunt? Is that?
I think you probably could.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's weird that that's more okay because I think it probably is actually more okay. But
where are you going with that?
I was gonna call him a cunt.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the gastroenterologist is a...
Yeah, he's a big see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Oh, yeah, that's great. Prasad, who has been licensed to practice in Florida since 1990, has been placed on probation as a result of the complaints. He was also fined $7,500 and must pay an additional $6,300.
Can I say really quick? Can I just say really quick? I want all doctors, like, you should only be able to be a doctor for like 20 years. Like these MFers that have been like practicing since like they graduated from school in like 74. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You should have to do like some weird, rigorous continuing education.
2001 right now is some prime doctor real estate. Graduated in 2001.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're talking 40-year-old, 45-year-old doctor.
Hip with it. You have like a TikTok account where you're like literally learning like anesthesia tricks.
So
from other doctors.
If I could get paid 75 plus 6,300, what is that? 13.8. If I could get paid $13.8 thousand, I would for sure let a doctor do that to my butt. My butt is not a sacred space.
Yeah,
to me.
no, you already have ass woes.
I've got plenty of ass woes already. What is he gonna do? A couple more fissures? Add him to the stack, Doc. Add him to the stack. You want to try and count him? You better go get.
I've
more
got a
toes.
rugged portfolio that you're just beefing up.
Portfolio. He's required to take a 5-hour course on continuing medical education.
Well,
and
there
laws,
we go.
rules, and ethics.
I mean, 5 hours. That's
the deadline of August.
That's a long time.
An hour for every hour he probe raped those poor men.
Exactly. Before the deadline of literally 1 year from now.
That's kosher.
Holy shit.
Prasad's probation means he will not be able to perform any procedures on his own until he is either evaluated for competency by one of the multiple designated programs or performs 10 gastroenterology procedures. Do it again. Do it again.
Again.
Do it again. Again.
And if the patient screams, he's got to start back over at the one.
Start back over on the same patient. Under the supervision of a quick withdraw too.
Yeah, it's everybody on the same insurance.
Get it out. Under the supervision of a physician who will then make a recommendation to the probation committee.
God.
Wow.
It's not easy out there as a gastroenterologist.
Oh my God. He's on probation.
Okay.
There we go. Let's just.
How about that?
Good God.
Good doing business.
They really hand it to you sometimes, folks.
All right. You want to take your 5? Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry, we're not doing that yet. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay, one of our favorite things that we like to do here is we like to not only show you horrific tragedies that happen in the world, but we like to speculate on horrific tragedies that could happen if you see people that are AI generated. We're going to show you some AI generated folks, and we're going to give you a backstory in a segment called Who Are You? And the reason is, if you see people like this in real life, you know how to act. You can kind of have a set of decisions already made, so you have the upper hand. So without further ado,
does anyone know the rest of that song? Do you know any of the verse? Do you know any of the anything?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
It's just CSI Miami. Was it CSI?
So I feel like it was CSI Miami. I feel like this young lass, I feel like she came from like a trailer park, but somehow married rich. She grew up poor, like single. I'm talking single wide trailer, not even like a nice one.
Okay.
And she ended up marrying rich. Like, this is kind of like a modern day Cinderella. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. I mean,
what's
wow? Ask me something after the brew about this one.
Okay.
Ask me something after the brew about this one.
I got you. It's all good. Keep it moving.
So I think that she's out, and that's, she's out like a trout.
Yep.
She's in the clean. She's in the clear. But I feel like she was like she kind of got brought on as like the poster girl for like an exotic animal dealer.
Oh, okay.
I feel like she was involved in like
I could see her in animals.
like
I could definitely see her in
smuggling. You know
animals.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like a big tortoise or
Yep.
like a,
Yes,
you know what?
yes,
For
yes.
some reason, I want to say like a lion because she's kind of hot, right?
No,
But,
no,
like,
no. But it's,
for some
it's
reason,
a reptile. It's 100% a reptile. She's a
and
reptile
there's definitely
girl.
a big tortoise. There's
Yes.
a lot of reptiles. Have you guys
Yep.
ever seen the big iguanas? You
Oh
know?
yeah, dude. I just went to a huge reptile frenzy in Monroe.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was in Leavenworth with my lovely girlfriend
Lucky.
Roxanne, and we
Lucky.
went. I saw so many snakes. I saw big tortoises. I saw a bevy of lizards. I saw
bevy of lizards.
Yeah, I saw a lot of. I saw a bearded dragon that I actually wanted to adopt.
That makes sense.
It made me sad because he was just sitting there up for adoption, and
So-
he was clawing, trying to get to me, probably because he wanted to eat my intestines. But
We had.
I was fine
He
with
was
it.
trying to get into you. He knew you were
He
his real
knew.
pappy.
That's right.
And you just left him there. He's
I left
probably
him there.
dead.
I don't have a cage for him.
Get a cage.
Nah, I don't have a light.
I've got a cage and a light.
Well, I mean, let's go make a trip to Monroe.
How far away is Monroe?
That's about 3 hours with the ferry.
I've got a little bit of a bearded dragon thing for you.
Okay.
We had a bearded dragon. We also had a gecko thing that had like a really fat tail. Have you ever
Okay.
seen the geckos with the big chunky tails?
I don't know. I don't think so, actually.
They've got like a fat reserve in their tail. It's wild
Okay.
as hell. Like their
Hell yeah.
their body
They're
is
the,
this wide.
the BBL geckos.
Their
They got that thing.
So their body's about this wide, and see, it just did it again.
Their
Yeah.
body's about this wide, and their head is about this wide, and their tail, the base is about this wide, and then their tail is like this wide, a little bit wider than everything
They
else.
got that big beaver
It's
tail.
crazy. It's full of that good meat, good fat. Anyways, we had a bearded dragon and we had this gecko, and we were like, man, they are just homies. They are just chopping it up. This is legit in this cage. We actually had a really cool window. My parents turned. We had like a window, you know, like the octagonal windows that come out.
Oh, the
from,
bay.
like-
Oh,
yeah,
I
the bay
remember
windows.
that.
You
I
that bay
remember
window?
that.
You remember they turned it into a really
I
cool
remember
reptile
that.
cage. They turned a whole bay window into
I
a
forgot.
reptile
That's
cage.
a deep one.
It was sick. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And it was all super fun and super chill. And then one day we came out and the bearded dragon had eaten half of his face and like 65% of his tail.
I mean,
And
you get
here's the-
bored. It doesn't
here's the
matter how
worst
many
part.
windows you can look at. You get bored.
Here's the worst part. It's like you walk in on that and you're like, this is atrocious. But here's where it really levels up. The gecko was still alive.
Ooh.
And I'm talking like if you took a fucking samurai sword
That's 3 for you.
and you cut, I just don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
just
fair
don't
enough.
want to
All
do
right.
it anymore.
All right, fair enough.
And you cut, maybe we get 5 a day or something,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah, let's go.
And you cut somebody's face in half like this and half of it slides off. That's where this gecko was at.
Wow.
This gecko was missing part of his brain.
But it's like, what are you going to do? Not go to work?
what do you do? Not go to work?
You got to survive.
And it's like just kind of actually it's
really?
nightmarish. Yeah.
really?
It
no.
It was a horror show.
Oh,
Anyways,
no.
just before you get a bearded dragon, I just
know that
I
it shouldn't be mixed with
I
a lizard.
would not really ever choose
Yeah.
to get a bearded dragon, and it's 100%
Right.
because of that.
100%. When she knows all about it. That's
She
why there's a
knows
little pain in her eyes.
all
You can see
about
the
it.
pain in her eyes.
Yeah, she lost a gecko too. Oh, interesting
I could see
one.
her working at a zoo as well. Funny enough, here's the thing: she's like a zoo auditor. She goes to zoos and
Okay.
like audits how they're behaving. All the zookeepers.
Okay, you're doing occupational. I'm doing home life.
Okay.
She's either the best adoptive orphan mom or the
worst adoptive
orphan
Yeah,
mom.
it really is
And
it's a
dice
binary
roll.
split
It's
there. Yeah,
really a binary
Yep.
split.
I
She
could
is
see her
either
as a
the best
lovely woman or an absolute hell on earth
she
razor
whips
monster.
the shit out of her kids
Yep.
with the bearded dragon.
Yeah,
Dragon.
well, because she's got a bunch of
She's
weird.
got excess.
She
of bearded
treats her
dragons.
kids like they're a bunch of reptiles.
Hey, she learned how to communicate with reptiles.
Yeah, all right. Moving on from her. Can't look at her. Ooh. Do we do kids? I don't think we do babies, right?
Nobody does kids,
Yeah,
right?
we don't. Yeah, we
You
don't
know what?
do-
Wait. That's what sets us apart. That's what sets us apart. We do kids, okay?
When they go high, we go low.
When
in
they go
age.
high, we go low.
I mean, this obviously is a baby that can levitate. Am I wrong here?
100%
Like
can
this baby can
levitate.
levitate. That's
Obviously, like a gene that promotes very rapid hair growth.
like
very
this is
healthy,
after like
very
7 or 8
rapid.
haircuts.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing.
Is this an Asiatic pre-monk baby?
I think so.
Yeah,
This is a
pre-monk
baby that was
baby.
destined to be a monk genetically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But something got like some
It's
wires
all-
got
there-
crossed.
The,
so it got
the
super
hairline
monked.
is already receding. You know, the
Absolutely.
monk do is like on its way in.
Right.
7 years old.
7 years old.
Full on. What do you call that? A monk. You call.
I like it.
Where you've got where
The
you're missing
horseshoe.
the
Horseshoe bald
But there's horseshoe bald
Yeah.
pattern. There's also one other word for it.
the high school teacher. I don't know.
Friar Tuck. Except what's like a Chinese name? Friar Puck. Friar.
I'm gonna start saying more racial slurs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like she is maybe an MMA fighter who like didn't make it to like a big level because she was like,
shit!
she's like, I can't do this anymore.
Oh my god!
She was like, I just
yes.
can't. I thought I wanted this, but I just can't do this anymore.
So what does she? She does something crafty now.
Yeah, no,
She started like a candle shop.
Is she a teacher? Is she like? Does she work with kids?
You know what? She's an athletic.
Oh, she's like a PE teacher.
Yeah,
Yep.
she does, but she does like some other, like she does home ec. She does like home ec and like
She's a home wrecker.
She's a home wrecker. Home ec. There we go. There we
She
go.
will beat the shit out of your kids if they don't run a mile fast enough.
I love that.
All right.
And survive the Holocaust.
Okay. I'm actually not to
This
keep,
is an old
not to
picture.
keep it in the school education sector, but I could see her as like an assistant principal.
Oh, an administrator. Yeah,
She's definitely-
yeah, definitely an admin.
She's
not a bad admin either.
No.
she doesn't fuck around. Oh, jeez, I didn't even need that.
Her thing is she actually has a temper. Like she's a sweet lady, but if you get her when her blood sugar's low, she has got a vicious mean streak.
I've actually always enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Like, ninth grade biology. You know who I'm talking? Gray hair.
Miss Rauch.
Yeah.
I was her TA. I was Miss Rauch's TA.
love
Okay,
Miss Rauch.
so that
She
is
had
actually
a temper. She had a temper.
That is actually a very good point because Miss Rauch was a sweetheart, but she had a temper.
Yeah.
And I remember she would always make me clean the tables with shaving cream.
Ooh.
I feel like it was just.
Did she not like you?
No, we got along great. I
Yeah,
think.
me and her did. She used to call me Little Hitler.
Okay. Oh my gosh! Wait, I'm having a memory actually.
I really like
Wait,
Miss Rauch. If you ever see
Miss
this,
Rauch,
I
yeah.
like you a lot. You're
You're
really freaking
Miss
cool.
Rauch was a special teacher to
She
me.
was.
She was the
She
only
was.
teacher I was a TA for, and I loved being a TA for a teacher. It's like you feel like you're like weird royalty. Did you ever?
are.
Yeah.
You are.
I don't have the blood to be a TA. I shouldn't have been allowed to. But really quick, I'm remembering because I had to do like something in her grade book. And you and I weren't really friends until the end of 9th grade, at the very last day of school.
Yeah.
So I knew you existed. Like you were like a guy that had a mohawk, and I like knew you, but I didn't know you. And I'm remembering right now, I saw you and Haley Worth in the grade book, and for some reason, you guys had specific like not prefixes, but what's the other word? Suffixes. You had like your name, and then it was like in parentheses, fix it or. Did you and Haley have like nicknames in that class?
I mean, she called me Little Hitler a lot.
Did she?
Yeah, she literally called me
that's
Little
very
Hitler
funny.
in
I
front
would
of all the
remember if
class.
it was Little Hitler. No, I just remember you and Haley both had a thing. It was like your alter ego names or something. It was
Okay, that's cool.
And
it wasn't Hitler though.
Okay. No, I was thinking. I was like, I wonder what goes on in this class. I remember
It is
being
a
like,
good class.
what
was
kind
a
of
good class.
what kind of inside joke?
No, that
and
was
I never
like one of my
asked.
favorite classes that year.
Yeah, Miss Rauch. She's goddamn.
That's Miss Rauch evolution. Well, actually, at this point, I wonder where Miss Rauch is at today.
God, I hope she's living.
I hope she's living.
She
too.
is. She is.
She was the
She
mom
is.
of
Amber Rauch.
Amber
Yeah.
Rauch.
Shout out to
That's
Amber
right.
Rauch.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Amber as well.
Absolutely.
We are really doxing the shit out of people today.
We sure are.
We sure are.
Okay, one more kid and let's wrap it up.
Gymnastics.
I could see it.
Yeah, pretty nice.
I would say this, not an overweight child, but eats too much food.
Oh, sure.
You know? Like she's got a
Sure.
voracious appetite. It's probably from the gymnastics.
See, there's three. There's like invincible. There's permeable, and
Yep.
then there's like can't eat little enough to not gain weight.
Yep.
And she's in that invincible. She's in that invincible. So far,
100%.
I guess I actually don't eat that much.
All right.
I just eat a lot in
Here's the
bursts.
time where we will do random AI generated
Best
images.
and worst, folks.
Eightfold.
Best and
We're gonna do
worst.
best and worst. So you
Go
pick
ahead and
your.
slide that over to the right a little bit there,
Oh
Jay.
yes sir, yes sir. You got
Can
it.
we get that soft jazz for this bit?
Oh my gosh, we sure can.
Okay.
So I've got my best, I think, and then I've got my worst also. So do you want to go with best first or worst?
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise you with my worst, I think.
I might surprise you with my worst. So let's.
Oh shit! See, I'm having a lot of trouble with my worst this time. The funny thing is, my best and my worst could be the same one this time.
Yep, I see that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right here for best. I'm gonna go with like cancer survivor at a really young age, and now is like, all we have is kindness.
I feel like he jogs in the park. He actually looks almost exactly. Oh my god!
All we have is kindness.
Oh my god! Okay, that is actually a guy whose name isn't actually Bernie. He's a Filipino guy that runs down at my park, but aged down 20 years. Like this guy's like 62.
You know this
super
man.
athletic. I literally know this man.
Wow.
I know this man. This is a picture of him 20 years ago. He's in a scuba suit. His arm is up in the air. Notice that. Notice he's in a scuba suit and his arm is up in the air.
That was one of his favorite vacations.
The interesting thing about this guy Bernie is that he has a 27-year-old a 27-year-old daughter.
I mean, the real person or
the real person?
Okay.
And him. This is just the same person this time.
All right.
And this is the worst.
Yes.
So
no, best.
This is the best. He has a 27-year-old daughter in the U.S. with 2 kids that he came over to help take care of the kids.
Okay.
Here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
He also has a 3-year-old daughter in the Philippines.
Oh.
And he's 62.
Oh. Okay,
Oops.
Bernie. It sounds like he burnied some bridges.
I mean,
because
here's where I always go to with that. I'm like, I judge you, and then I'm like, well, okay, the 3-year-old kid is not going to have a dad for very long.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's a problem for sure.
That's a problem.
Sure. All right, go with your.
Do you want to do your worst? I didn't give you a chance.
I'll do my worst. Yeah, him.
Really?
Yeah, he date rapes. He's a literal date raper.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
And he pretends like he's a good person. That's his problem. And he's like. Maybe he's not like a football player, but I think he's like really good at track and field.
Frat boy.
He's like a track and field athlete that kind of is in the frat scene. That's where he learned to DR, but he was only in the frat for like one year.
His DR studies.
Then he was like, the frat's cramping my style.
Cramping my mojo.
Too many other guys out here saying,
people saying knock that off.
DR.
Don't do that.
Okay, do your best and worst. Worst, really? He was one of my candidates for best. I could see worst, though.
He's also my best, though.
Oh, really? He's both?
He's both.
Okay. I don't know if that's legal. I think
that's
not illegal. Yeah.
It's not. I'm breaking the law.
Okay.
Wee-oo. Put me in handcuffs, Doc. I'm going to jail.
I'm going to colonoscopy you in the cell.
He's Dane Cook's brother.
Do you know about Dane Cook's brother?
I don't.
Dane Cook's brother literally went to jail for stealing. He was his manager, and then he stole like millions of dollars from Dane.
Oh, really?
And then he went to jail for like 8 years.
So this is Dane Cook's brother.
Literally, hell of a manager.
Here's the thing.
Brother.
The only reason Dane Cook made it is because of this guy.
Yep.
The only reason Dane Cook lost everything, also because of this guy.
Poor
this
fella.
guy, he always hung out with younger kids. This guy always hung out with kids that were like 3 to 4 years younger than him.
Okay.
He kind of got rejected by his generation, and he went in and he was that like cool older kid, but really like if another 19-year-old walked by, he'd like kind of shudder and move away. And that turned into, Dane actually is his younger brother as well. He kind of like fostered this in Dane and brought it out in him, got him to the stage. He never could have made it, but he can support that. But always deep in his heart, he had this burning rage that his brother just had it and he didn't.
Yeah.
He did a couple, not DRs, but like
adjacent things.
AOPs, abuse of powers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he stole all that money. He went to jail. He made some bad connections. He's out now. He's flying under the radar, but he's not doing good things.
Yeah. Yeah, well, folks, that's our segment, Who Are You? So if you see Dane Cook's brother out there, know that you don't want him to represent you, but you do want him to believe in you because that means you got something.
Absolutely.
And we are going to transition to one of our favorite segments where we take 5 and we kind of air out some things in a solo exclusive format. Yeah, so you got your take 5 loaded up here,
I do. I gotta pull it. I gotta pull it up. Oh yeah, I like that. Chat, baby. Chat. Ooh.
All right.
So, folks, today for my Take 5, I want to talk about a book that is near and dear to my heart. I want to talk about a book called Diaspora by Greg Egan.
Diaspora. That sounds like a bad disease.
Wait, diaspora is actually a thing. Do you know what diaspora is?
No.
Diaspora
but I know what Neosporin is. All right, sorry. I'm cutting into your 5. I'm cutting into your 5.
I really like that. That's really nice. If you don't know something, you just say, "But I do know what this is." That's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. I want to talk about. Wait.
Keep it moving.
Well, it's what the Sam hell. It's not loading. Oh, Egan's diaspora summary. Here we go.
Oh, Egan,
folks. So Greg Egan, he is, in my opinion, the best hard sci-fi author I've ever read. And when I say hard sci-fi, I don't know if you guys know what hard sci-fi is, but hard sci-fi, if you ask an idiot, they'll say it's like hardcore sci-fi. If you ask an intellectual that actually appreciates hard sci-fi, what they'll say is that hard sci-fi will do everything it possibly can to dive into realistic physics, right? Realistic physics and realistic trajectories for human culture in the future. So hard sci-fi is supposed to be the most honest and authentic and realistic exploration of possible human futures. And the reason that I love that is because, like, the reason I value history, I've had a lot of like big runs where I'm like super into history and I read about it. And it's because you learn about what we were, and learning about what we were helps you understand what we are today, and it gives you the context for understanding what we are today. Like, I think that there's a huge kind of movement that's like, oh gosh, humanity is really going downhill, and this is so bad. We're like losing all this, we're losing our humanity. And it's like, if you look at the trajectory of like, murders per year, if you look at the trajectory of like massive wars, if you look at the trajectory of starvation deaths, if you look at the trajectory of rape, if you look at all of these different numbers that are just like really nightmarish scenarios that like you just don't have a good time and it kind of ruins your freaking life. Those are all going down. And sometimes there's little blips where they go up, right? Like cultures have moments where they go up, but like, we are not riding horses through villages and grabbing people by the hair and dragging them off into the bushes. That's just like not really happening very much anymore. And like large scale warfare is way down. Medical technology is way up. Like, lifespan is increasing. There's access to services. Like, there didn't used to be like public services that were like, oh, that person seems unwell, let's give him a hand. It was like, you've got alms gathering, which is like, kind of the public taking care of that. And then there's like, maybe we should kill them, or maybe we should make them leave. There are some things like client privileges where like people would become clients of wealthy people, but that's not, you don't get like lunatics that are getting client privileges. So our history is a mire of nightmares. Our ethics are absolutely on a positive trajectory. The reason that I love hard sci-fi is because it explores the future of what we could be. And I think that actually has a lot of value in context to who we are now and who we want to be. So Greg Egan's Diaspora is awesome. Greg Egan's Diaspora by Greg Egan is a mind-expanding hard science fiction novel that delves into the future of humanity, consciousness, and the universe itself. A novel set in the distant future where humanity is split into several distinct groups. These include the flesh and blood fleshers who live in Earth, the digitally uploaded citizens who reside in virtual realities called polises, and genetically engineered Gleisners who have bodies but have enhanced themselves beyond human limitations. The story begins in the Konishi Polis, where a new citizen, Yatima, is born through a complex process of digital fusion and replication.
Like a sexual blister, a polis.
A sexual blister. He's born in the Konishi sexual blister. Yatima is born through a complex process. Yatima, who is androgynous and free from any gender constraints, rapidly learns and integrates into his digital society. Polises like Konishi are vast and complex, containing billions of entities who live in fully simulated virtual environment with immense freedom to explore mathematics, art, and alternate realities. The tranquility of this existence is shattered when a catastrophic event threatens all forms of life. A nearby neutron star undergoes a gamma ray burst, which is real, sending a deadly radiation towards the Earth. While the polises are shielded from this disaster, the fleshers and Geisners are at grave risk. Despite efforts to warn and save them, many fleshers perish, and the Earth's biosphere is devastated. This event sparks a profound shift in the Polis' priorities, pushing many citizens to explore ways to prevent such cosmic threats. Driven by a deep curiosity about the universe and a desire to ensure the survival of all sentient beings, Yatima and the other citizens set out on a journey across the cosmos. They explore advanced physics, mathematics, and the nature of reality itself. Their journey takes them to distant stars and other dimensions, where they encounter strange and enigmatic forms of life. The citizens are especially intrigued by the concept of the Tiplarian Omega Point, a theoretical state where the universe reaches infinite computational capacity, allowing for the resurrection of all past life.
All right,
which
so that's
pretty sick.
That's your 5. You used your 5 for good. That's nice. Yeah, you can
I have to use 10 more
folks.
seconds. There's a point where they get to a new planet and they're like, shit, all there is algae. And they're like, okay, well, let's go check it out, I guess. This is kind of boring, but we probably should. So they go and they check it out, and turns out that these algae mats have like grown up it's an all water planet, and they've created a global network that uses like shifting DNA to run a virtual reality where like all of the entities that actually live on the planet
That's way
exist.
more than 10 seconds.
Okay, well, it was a pretty cool concept.
I mean, kind of.
Not for you. This take 5, is it for you? This take 5.5?
No, this take 5 is though.
This take 5 is.
It is not.
And this is about how gay Greg Keegan is. Jeff's doing his take 5 on how gay Greg Keegan is.
That's right. That's right.
And by proxy, Tyler.
Okay, so you kind of forget 5 minutes is either long or short depending on what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I figured out. So Tyler used his for good. I'm going to use mine for evil. You know, I had a couple different take 5 things that I wanted to do, but I'm actually just going to disparage a local business. That's what I want to do. So folks, if you live in the Kitsap area, if you know about Bremerton, you might know about a little place called McLeod's, okay? And McLeod's has a co-entity within it that was absorbed called Smokin' Robinson's. Now, a thing about McLeod's, Bremerton is a small town, okay? There's not a lot of happening spots. There's not a lot of places where people can get up and dress up and, you know, do the thing, do the dance, do the song, be in that little mating jungle atmosphere. McLeod's is not only one of the steakhouses that will let you put peanuts on the floor. They're one of the places where you'll maybe get date raped. You know, that's McLeod's, and that's by the servers. That's by the servers, folks. Don't trust the drinks. Bring a kit. No, but
so McLeod's is a bar?
McLeod's is a bar, but then
it sounds like a vape shop.
Yeah, it's very funny. But the Smokin' Robinson's is their like restaurant subsidiary. It used to be its own horrible restaurant, I guess. So
wait, so neither of these are a vape shop?
Okay, that's.
McLeod's and Smokin' Robinson's.
They need to get out of the game and just right.
Okay.
They were in the wrong business from the start. So that's actually really funny. So I went to McLeod's one time. Again, you can put peanuts on the floor. So I'm thinking, let's get the meatloaf. I feel like this is gonna be delicious. I got the meatloaf. I believe it was cold. This was a long time ago. I think I may have blocked out the memory because I don't get meatloaf often. It's not an option often. So unless you make your own meatloaf, when you go to a place where there's meatloaf, you're like, I think I'm going to get the meatloaf. Like, you can put peanuts on the floor. I can't stress that enough. The meatloaf should be good. It was not good, folks. Okay. So furthermore, that was literally in January, right? We're in August now. I'm thinking to myself, maybe McLeod's, maybe I could trust this food again. You know, somebody invited me out to McLeod's. They like to go to McLeod's. So my lovely girlfriend and I, Roxana, we went with another couple to McLeod's. And, I'm trying to cut back on the carbs, folks. You know, I'm trying to go back to the keto. It's one of the only things that's really worked for me, so I'm like, let me just go keto. I know how to operate within this paradigm. So
he does too, folks.
He's a bacon wrapped jalapenos, okay, and a side salad. And I'm like, I'm going to have a good time. Bacon wrapped jalapenos, side salad. Like, literally, what's the problem? This is going to be a delicious meal. The bacon wrapped jalapenos they are crisp on the outside. They look fantastic. I'm a guy that needs a bacon crisp. I can't handle any of this gelatinous bullshit. Okay? So it's a crispy bacon on the outside. I'm eating with my eyes. I'm like, this is literally fantastic. I'm going to have a wonderful experience here at McLeod's. The meatloaf was a fluke. I take one bite into this godforsaken popper, and I'm getting chewy. I'm getting crunchy, and I'm getting chewy, and I'm thinking, I know that's not the texture of a jalapeno. And I'm like looking, and I'm like, this bacon on the inside looks weird. And so I start unraveling. I'm literally. I've got.
Oh, you never. If you're trying to have a good time, you should never unravel.
I unravel. And full disclosure, I'm literally with my boss. I'm with my boss and his wife. I'm unraveling in front of my boss, in front of my lovely girlfriend Roxana. I've got cream cheese on my fingers, and I'm inspecting the bacon, and I'm like, Did
you regret it when you started going down that path?
I couldn't enjoy. I needed to take the exterior of the bacon and just put it onto my salad, which I accidentally put too much dressing on, so I didn't even enjoy it. And I like dressing, so really, it was really too much dressing. So then
Is that a them problem, though, or a you problem? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Well,
here.
the inside was it. I'm trusting that it wasn't raw, but it seemed like it was raw bacon.
The raw bacon?
It was so undercooked. It was like 1 degree above what raw would be. And so I mean, it was horrible. And so I'm literally, and I'm going to need to take a little bit more time here. I guess 5 minutes does go fast when you hate on a local business. Really Don't go to McLeod's in Bremerton. So I showed the server, and I'm not a guy that complains ever, because like I know the service industry, it's hard. I'm not going to be that guy. But she notices that I've just literally got and I'll use the word again, bevy of looking like uncooked bacon. And she's like, oh, you weren't feeling the bacon? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of... It seems like it's maybe like, I don't know, raw? I don't know. Like I was trying to be kind about it, and she's like, oh, well, we pre-cook it, so it's definitely not raw. I could tell she took umbrage with my assertion of its cooked status.
Ooh,
and so I was like...
Umbrage assertion.
She was giving me some weird side eye. So then I was like, okay, yeah, all good. And so I'm thinking to myself...
Did you just skip the heaven noise for yourself?
Well, because I'm going to keep going.
Okay. I don't think that's fair.
Well,
I think that's an abuse of power.
So anyway, the lady is like, okay, yeah, I don't know if it's raw. And then I'm thinking, is she going to give me a discount? Is she not? Because this is unacceptable bacon. Like this is true. Even a person with chewy standards would not.
A person of color would not like. I just really
which I am more of a person of color than I'm not. So I should be sitting pretty with this bacon by your theory.
Absolutely.
And it was a horrible experience with the bacon. She didn't offer any discount. She didn't offer any words of
consolation
nature of consolation. So I literally tipped her $1.70, and I said, bacon was raw, did not eat, no discount offered. And I tipped her $1.78. And one other thing, folks, Smokin' Robinsons, their stupid little phrase, and I've said this to my boss, I've said this to my lovely girlfriend Roxana, so forgive me for repeating something here, but for all you other folks that aren't my boss or my lovely Roxana, they have this stupid goddamn phrase that's like, made with love and stuff. And I just know the bit they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, yeah, I'm just like a guy that like can't express his emotions, and I'm like good at barbecue, and it's like it's made with love and stuff, you know, like I love you and stuff, guy. Like I don't know, I'm like a meathead guy, but I'm like a barbecue savant. Like,
you guys ever think about how many 10-year-olds you could take? Exactly,
some shit like that. So it's just a stupid slogan that they're just trying to make this stupid redundant hackneyed character. You know, really quick, because on their shirts, on their apparel for Smokin' Robinsons, they're like barbecue and shit, they literally have the phrase big meat swangin'. So it's like, in the middle of me enjoying my food, I'm gonna look down at your branding that references your penis? Is that the idea? You'd like me to think about your penis while I'm consuming your prepared food product at an exorbitant price, which may or may not be fully cooked? No, sir.
I hope.
No, sir, to you and your big swinging meat. And it probably isn't that big, and it probably doesn't swing.
The Hindu concept of reincarnation is true, and you get reincarnated as a barbecuing Texan who's very, very uncomfortable with his femininity. And actually winds up in a horrible dispute with his family, and because a cousin moved to Seattle, he moves to Seattle, but it's too expensive, and he moves to Bremerton and winds up working at Smoky Robinson's. And I hope too that you have an absurdly small penis,
right? And
you have to wear the shirt,
right?
You know,
and it's just the worst, the poetic justice. All right, folks. So that was our fives, and we
hope you like fives.
Yeah, we hope you like five. That felt cathartic.
That was good. I'm glad.
Okay, so our next section here is it's our last section. It's kind of our coup de grace here. It's a brother battle. So we are taking AI songs, and we're trying to make an AI song about a very human experience, and we're trying to see which song is better. And that's where you, the good folks at home, come in here.
I'm doing something about a very human experience, but just like Greg Egan, I'm doing it in the future.
Okay.
So mine is about a book. It's actually a short story called "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream," which is
that's actually scaring me.
It's really
Just
one of the most
saying that's
nightmarish.
scaring me.
Yeah. 5 humans wake up. They're the last humans alive, and AI has taken over the planet, and they are in an endless labyrinth where it will never kill them, but it will just mutilate them and torture
This is
them
your
and
Suno?
rape them over and over and over again. Yeah, over and never lets them die. That's my Suno. Yep.
Okay, so is it? Did you? Where are we here, guy?
1 second.
Because I literally had you queued up. I had you queued. I had you organized, and I had you queued up.
I couldn't see it. It's over here.
Okay, here.
It's called probably Silent Voices. I would guess is what it is.
All right. Let's see here.
Silent Voices.
Silent voices. So we're gonna go with your. Do you want 1 or 2?
Let's go with 1.
1. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I regret my choice.
Oh wait.
It's okay. Let it happen.
Machines control it all. No escape, no call. We tremble.
It's too serious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice though.
No place left to confide.
No place, no place. Ooh.
Inside. Emotions can't abide.
Huh, it's not digging into it enough.
I'm trapped.
Oh, it's got an evanescence. It's like EDM. It's like modern EDM evanescence. It's really evanescence-y. Oh, okay. This is sick, actually. Like, it's not like a good comedy song for today, but like. Keep going down.
I love that they give the synth to you for a second.
This is. I'm.
Folks, we're also a band that happens to have a game show.
We are.
So we're kind of like in a position where we can judge this as experts.
We actually can.
Locked in endless night. Night.
Searching for the light, just out of sight. Silence screams unheard, trapped within a word. Echoes of despair, fading in the air.
Okay. All right. So that's Tyler's about. What was it about again?
Well,
It's supposed to be relatable shit.
It didn't do a very good job. So what it was supposed to be is Greg Egan is kind of like an optimistic, hopeful future, and this was supposed to be like the you wake up in a nightmare rape dungeon in the year 2876.
Okay,
but,
what's the problem with that?
But it didn't.
I like pain.
If you like pain, then that is you are cut out for it. But it didn't really follow the storyline or do any of the stuff. It didn't really know the book.
Okay.
I was like, do this about this book, and it was just like it barely understood it. It was like AI, machine controls it all. That was like, and then everything was just really hopeless. So like, I kind of got it.
Suno
really,
somehow got worse.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It's definitely not GPT.
Okay, so mine is about it's and I this happened last night. So I went into or 2 nights ago. I don't. They're all blended together. I went. No, I guess it was last night. I just saw a Rascal Flatts cover band, folks, and it was a really fun time. Actually, it was a really good time.
Okay.
And I saw a dear friend of mine, Mr. Brendan Chang. Brendan, if you're watching, what up, what up? And the thing about Brendan and I is this has happened like 3 times over like 7 years. We keep seeing each other, and then we're like, let's hang out, bro. Let's get together.
Yeah.
And
I've
then,
done it with him too.
And then 3 years later, I'm like, oh, I literally ran into his arms the other day. I dropped my cup. I made a dramatic entrance, you know?
Okay.
I was like, but this is a man that I
Wait, did you know he was going to be there?
I love from my childhood. No, he works at the casino. He was at the casino. Yeah, and he was working security there. And so, yeah, and I mean, working security at a Rascal Flatts cover band, I mean, that's a fun time.
That is.
Life is indeed a highway, folks. But yeah, so this is about when you're an adult.
Life is a highway's Rascal Flats. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have no idea who Rascal Flatts is.
Well, you wouldn't. That's okay. I mean, you're not a Rascal Flatts demographic. I am.
I am. Am I? Am I not? I don't know.
But yeah, so this is a song about when you just keep seeing everybody. and then he keeps saying, I'm going to see you, and then you see him in 3 years, and you're like, let's hang out, and you have the exact same conversation, but nobody addresses
Here's
it.
the thing. I actually have reached out to, I've talked to him, I've gotten his number, I've reached out to him multiple times.
I just reached out, because we were like, all right, well, let's hang next Thursday. I messaged him on Facebook, left me on red.
Left you on red. Brendan,
He left me on active an hour ago, but I sent it 4 hours ago, but he didn't read. You know, that's almost worse than red. You left me on ignore.
No.
Maybe he doesn't have Messenger. Maybe he doesn't have Messenger.
Or like I do, I will not read. Like
Until
remember the
you're
other
ready.
day,
Until
I
you're
will
ready.
read until I can respond.
That makes sense.
Remember the other day when
That
I
makes
literally
sense.
said, message me back again to remind me about this thing.
You make me be your damn secretary.
No,
You're
I
like
don't.
you literally you are literally like
you are like I have certain needs that I need met, and I'm
you're like yeah, just send me 4 messages reminding me.
No, I said send me one. What I did was I saw a message from you, and I thought, you know, he really is gonna appreciate it if I respond, but I can't get deep into this, so I'm gonna respond and be like, hey, you know, do this.
And I had a good attitude. I said word up, even though in my mind
Should I
was
not do
like,
that anymore?
no, it's just it's like it's always like, hey, do you want to do this thing on Thursday? And you're like, oh, message me on Wednesday. Like you just constantly give me these admin follow-up tasks with you.
Yeah.
It's like always. It's where it's just maybe you should just remember or have your own reminding mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, I do have reminding mechanisms. I could technically speaking use them. Just tell me to set an alarm for myself.
Hey, all right. Yeah, no, that's good.
Tell me to set an alarm for myself.
Okay, so I'm going to go with...
I'm never going to fucking text you again. Not a single time till my last dying breath. I'm never going to text this fucker again.
This is our last...
That's not funny podcast.
Okay, all right.
Ooh, I like this so far. This is really nice.
Years have come and gone, but the vibe's still on.
Me running into Brendan's arms.
Coffee shop, rewind, catch up, we don't mind. We say catch you later. Same old elevator. Plans we'll never make, like promises we fake.
I like this. This is like MGMT meets Sarah Bareilles in a dark alley.
And like, you win for sure. I do like the bridge and the chorus on my own. Really long,
yeah, a little bit
there.
Talk about old days in our funny ways. Laugh till we can't breathe. Forget when we leave. Dreams of better times with our endless rhymes. Say we'll meet again, but it's all pretend. We say catch you later. Same old elevator. Plans we'll never make, like promises we fake.
Yeah, this is nice.
You know, I love you came in here tonight, and the first fucking thing you said was,
I win.
two bags of Juanitas open. And you know, the funniest thing is, I thought that's interesting, and then I came back in here a little bit later, and I realized you had rolled up both bags of Juanitas.
I just rolled up one.
No, you rolled them both up.
I think you rolled the other one up.
I didn't roll up shit. I didn't roll
Did
up
I
shit.
I mean, I am half Mexican, so when I see an open Juanitas, that's like my ancestors taking care of that bag and rolling it up.
He had no choice. It was autonomic. He passed out. He had a what do you call it when people?
I was in a
fall
fugue
asleep?
state.
He was in a fugue state. You know when people got holes in their heart though and they pass out? What's that called?
No, I don't.
You know that's a medical thing.
Is it?
It's a medical thing. There's a specific.
I mean, I got
term.
holes in my heart. I wish I'd pass out. Sometimes I'd wish I passed out. It all becomes too much.
There's a thing. I knew a guy who had that. He was a real estate agent. He was my dad's friend, and I don't know. Friend might be a little much, but he was our neighbor. So he would just like come over to our house, and he it's like, you know, Eeyore. You know Eeyore?
Of course.
Just like Eeyore, except on Quaaludes. Like even more
God.
Eeyore than Eeyore. Like his
God.
eyes were never.
I'm imagining his negotiation style as an agent.
And when he talks to you, and he's like, "Hey guys, I just came over to say hey." And so one time he's over at our house. He would literally fall asleep standing up all the time.
Yeah.
One time he's over at our house.
Okay.
And he's talking a little bit, and he straight up passes out in the middle of talking to my mom in the kitchen. And she's like used to it at this point, so she's just like, okay, she keeps doing her thing in the kitchen. and I'm just standing there watching. I'm like 10 years old.
I feel like
And
he was on
he's
fentanyl.
asleep. He's asleep, and our dogs used to fight over their food, so we would put their food on the counter. He's actively asleep. His eyes are closed, and his hand just like wanders up onto the counter, and it's just searching around like a blind snake. And he grabs a handful of dog food, dead ass asleep, standing in our kitchen, puts it in his mouth, eats it, swallows it, and then wakes up. And
He knows to do that.
in that moment, I
His
was
wife has
like,
got Purine on tap.
it is fucking good to be alive. The fact that I just got to like play voyeur to that moment as
Right,
an 11-year-old,
right.
not a lot of 11-year-olds get
You're like,
that
I'm going to
chance.
have a special life.
I'm gonna have a special life. In that moment, I knew. That's the moment I knew I was gonna change the world. When God gave me the
Oh,
gift
man.
of watching this narcolepsy.
Okay.
Narcolepsy.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Narcolepsy.
I know narcolepsy. Is that
Yeah.
because you got holes in your heart?
Yeah, I guess so.
I thought you
don't
just
know.
had bad night's sleep. I thought you had sleep terrors.
I don't know.
Sleep apnea.
Something about holes in the heart, sleeping.
Speaking of eating dog food, I was a Scooby for a 5-person Scooby-Doo Halloween costume, and I was drunk at like 21.
Was everyone inside the one Scooby?
Yeah, we were human Scooby Pete's.
So it's like Velma and
It was
it's
like
the
Velma.
whole-
It was
it's
the whole crew,
gang.
Yeah. I was Scooby, and I was drunk at a party, and I started eating dog food because I was embracing the bit.
Oh hell yeah!
And it wasn't that bad. That's when I realized that dog food is mostly bread.
really,
Yeah,
it's
so-
kind of like a cracker.
It's basically a cracker. So actually,
It's like a meat and fat cracker.
Get your dogs some good food, but don't make them eat like raw food or anything like that, because then they can
'Cause
get
it's nice crackers.
They can have bad pancreatitis if they got.
Wait, really?
Yeah, don't let your animals eat raw food.
Is
They can get
Blue
pancreatitis.
Buffalo decent stuff?
I don't know. I think it probably
Roxana,
is good.
can you weigh
It might
in?
be. Yeah, Blue Buffalo. I think it's
I think it's
the
pretty.
the real
it's
one has like a
upper
German
middle,
name.
upper middle pack.
It's like the real one literally sounds like it was like Nazi dog food. I can't remember what it is. It's like Verschmuven or something.
Wolf.
Wait, why can't I think of it?
Wolfmealen.
No, it's yeah. It doesn't. It sounds like it should be like a vacuum company. This dog food that's like really good. Shout out in the
I
comments.
really feel like I'm gonna be able to just guess it. You know, I feel like I'm gonna make one guess and I'm gonna get it.
What is it?
Drask. It's
Okay.
Blue Buffalo.
Well, really quick, I typed in best dog food and Blue Buffalo came up.
I
So
mean,
that's big.
no, that was a
Oh,
sponsorship.
Royal Canin.
Royal Canin.
So I guess it wasn't that dramatic, but
I mean,
something about that feels like it shouldn't be a dog food. Royal Canin.
Royal Canin.
Like it should be like a
Sex club.
It should be like a car that like you get that kills you every 5 years.
I feel like it's
In the
actually like
future.
a loafers, a brand of loafers, a brand of like slippers.
Okay, for old men. For
Royal
old men that
Canin.
have done bad
Maybe
things.
like a dental. It's a dental paste. It's a dental paste you put on and leave. You put on and leave on overnight.
Absolutely.
You know.
So, folks, these are the best dog foods if you have a dog.
Okay, wait. Let's dive into what you just saw, though. Can we go back through that journey? Can you go
What
back?
did I
Go
just
back.
see?
Go back to Google. Go
What
back to
did you- what
Google
did I
and type
just
in
see?
best dog food.
Okay.
Go type in best dog food. Okay.
All right.
Back to all.
I felt
Back
like
to
we could
all.
have just ended it. but-
Okay, no.
all right.
So you type in here, and what you're looking at here is you're looking at advertised. When we go over here, folks, you're looking at advertised things.
Okay.
So this could be just full of straight up horse blood and cum.
Okay, but it's an advertisement. I see.
and all that's happening
is
is
what-
Blue Buffalo is paying the most, and so they're
Right.
getting top of page and
Right.
highest.
That's a good point.
Right,
That's a
and
good
so like
point.
literally that could be just actually thumbtacks and nail clippings.
Imagine if they just put that funding into the dog food formula.
it would make a difference.
Yeah,
it would make a
100%.
difference.
I mean, or they're just making they have so much money because they make the best dog food. And people
Imagine if I just put all my ad budget into quality control.
right. That would
Like,
be amazing.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy actually works with me now, so he's like on par.
We got to have some talks.
par.
Actually, I've got some pictures to share.
Oh no! Oh no!
And they're not even from me.
Oh.
And you know who they're from. And you know who they're from. Don't say his name. You're not allowed to say his name.
Keep his name out your mouth. Keep his name out your down.
We
mouth.
love you guys. This is the That's Not Funny Comedy Podcast. You are the good folks at home. Thanks for sticking with us. This is episode 2. We're going to be coming to you in perpetuity.
Just remember, that's not funny.
It's not funny. That's not funny. We love you guys. Thanks for being you, okay? This week, try a new food that you would never try. If you're at the store and you get a wild hair, try a new food.
This week,
Yeah, I don't know. I think have you had that on for an extended period of time?
No, just turned it on for today.
Okay.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Now it's like dead.
I gotta sort
Now
that
it's like
out.
dead. Hello.
Right.
Do me a favor and listen to a Greg Egan book.
Oh wow.
This is a selfish one, but could somebody listen to
A Greg Egan. Yeah.
Could somebody listen to a Greg Egan book for God's sakes? I need somebody to talk to about this.
That's fair. It won't be me, folks. I'm not listening to a Greg Egan book.
You're gonna listen to a Greg Egan book.
Robert S., we love you, baby. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Mwah, mwah.
And if you're just joining, go ahead and go back and watch the whole thing. You can go back and watch the whole episode.
Thing. That's not
this one was actually pretty lit. This was a great episode.
Last week we didn't have that energy. This week I feel like we brought the energy.
Don't go back and watch last week's, but watch this one. Go back to the beginning. Watch the whole damn thing.
Come on. We love you guys.
We love you. You know, not a lot of opportunities to see Jeff get us absolutely shit canned off the air. And so, I think you really take that chance.
All right.
Okay. Love you guys.
I'm clicking.
Okay, bye.